Who am I? That's one of the most profound questions you can ever ask yourself. And it has so many implications. So let's do a little exercise. Am I my name? No, of course not. Like, look at these letters on this piece of paper. Is that me? No, that's just letters. I'm not letters. So I'm not my name. Am I my experiences? No. How could I be just a summation of experiences? No, that doesn't make any sense either. Am I my skin color? No, this is just the shade of my flesh vehicle. And even if I did identify with it, is it really white? You know, that's what people would classify me as, but it's not really white. You know, if you brought out the Crayola color grid, it'd be like, I don't even know, some macaroni and cheese type shade. I don't know. Life isn't black and white. It's not 1 or 0. It's not binary. It's there's an infinity of gray and multicolor in between, and that's where the real meat is. So, am I my nationality? No, because nations are just imaginary perimeters of lines. So am I some imaginary perimeter of lines that I was born within those boundaries? No, of course not. That's bullshit too. Am I my religion? If I subscribed to a religion, that is. No, a religion is just a collection of beliefs. So obviously you or I are not collections of beliefs. Am I my brain? No, I'm not exactly just this fleshy mass within my head. Am I my body? No. My body it's a part of me, it's the physical part of me. I can observe my body, so therefore I'm not my body. And that's another point. If you can observe something, that means it's not you. Because how do you observe your essential self? So am I my ego? This one's tricky because the ego can closely mimic who you think you are, you know? But once you get really in tune with yourself and your intuitive desires, you'll realize when that ego is popping up. So let's say you're trying to justify yourself. That's the ego coming up. So you're able to observe it, so therefore it's not you. Or when you come up with those arguments in your head and you're marinating on that, like, I'm going to say this to that person, that's your ego. So observe that. The ego is not you. So the only feasible answer to the question of who am I is I am. It's as simple as that. Like the Nas album. And the implications of this are enormous because people are so identified with these labels. With a lot of people identify their whole sense of self with one of those aspects that I ran through. When you identify with one of those things, you allow yourself to be played like a fiddle. You become a manipulator's party trick. So, like, you see it all the time. If someone is a rigid Christian, one person can say something, you know, some high Christian person can say something, and they take orders. And it's used to divide people. So, if you identify as a Muslim, you can be so easily tricked into hating Jews or hating Christians. And the same thing goes with Jews hating Christians or Muslims, or Christians hating Jews or Muslims, whatever. And there's more religions than that. You can be so easily manipulated. And this also applies to race. People that are highly, highly identified with race, they get played out by all the race baiting that's going on in the media. They exhibit these programmed reactions because that's where their sense of identity is. And, like, if people go through this exercise, if you teach this to kids like 5-year-olds in kindergarten, this who am I exercise, and you bring them to that conclusion of I am, how is racism going to exist if all kids go through that, you know? No one is going to institute racism systematically or even on the small scale if they go through this exercise. Because you ultimately figure out that we're all like different unique waves within the same ocean. So all of those things, your race, your religion, your nationality, your stature, your six-pack, whatever you got going on, those are all unique characteristics of that I am fundamental essence. So it's like how every wave in the ocean is unique. It's unique and it's a temporary fleeting occurrence. So if you realize that you're a wave sharing that same ocean, that same essence with everyone else, you're not going to pollute that ocean. But if you think you're separate, you have no problem trying to pollute what you think is other people, but you're polluting yourself as well. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know who I am. I just am. And bask in that love, one love. It's all oneness. That is the ultimate truth. We're all unique expressions of the same whole. So, one love, my friends. Peace, peace.